Yes, team, it is me, it's Obley. Today I'm bringing you a little cheeky Halls key. Let's play that bad boy. Halls plus 11, nothing special, nothing crazy. We're slowly climbing score, almost at 3k now. Pugging it is fucking abysmal. Honestly, not the best experience, but as a busy boy, there is nothing really else I can do. Kind of have to pug it. But this was a pretty decent 11 key. Now, I didn't actually have to pug these people in this key because these are my guildies. So we absolutely slammed this key. We almost hit a 10 mil overall here. So I wanted to show you. So I'm focusing the Helm Master because I want to interrupt loyal beasts. I didn't do it anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. I just was so focused on interrupting. So focused on DPSing I didn't even interrupt. Anyway, but the thing with this pack is there's a lot of things in this pack that channel. So there's certain things that channel. And the way that I like to go about that is when something channels, you want to displace them. You don't necessarily want to interrupt them because if you just grip it, they'll just stop channeling and they won't channel again. So I like to look out for that. I think my little Risen Ghoul here, because I didn't mount, my Risen Ghoul actually ended up pulling more. But we did handle it. So I'm focusing the Helm Master, getting that in. Siphon Life is going off with the Collector there, but I'm too busy, mate. I've got my burst to do. I'm not doing that. Right, let's go. But the best thing about Deathbringer is the fact that you just have damage all the time, man. Like, instantly. This is just a pool with just Pillar, and we're doing 22 mil. We're focusing a lot on just getting Killer Machines spent as soon as possible. I don't see the extra mobs here, but I do remember the people, my crew, the people in my Discord here complaining that we had pulled more. So it must have been me. I used a cheeky Blinding Sleet. Did I use that there? No, I can't see, and I'm not going back. Doesn't matter. Anyway, we've got a cooldown coming back here. Realistically, I should have been focusing the shard so that the shard was dead, but I didn't do that. But we have close competition with the Devastation Evoker Durgan, making a lot of appearances in my videos recently. But this is the week where you just have to walk into the orbs and get the mastery buff, and that is such a good week for us because we absolutely love mastery. I wanted to keep that Bone Grinder going because I wanted to burst quite quickly afterwards, but that might actually be my hubris. I managed to get only just both of my exterminates off with that very early Bone Grinder pop. Ideally, you get the pop in your burst, not beforehand. So naughty Obley. Also, something else was good. We had our Pacemaker Trinket proc at the same time as well, so that made for a really nice burst. And the mastery buff, but now all of our bursts has run off, so it doesn't really matter too much. Okay, thinking about this pack, nothing really to think about, to be honest. We've got this big pack in the middle, lots of damage. Obviously, Helm Master needs to die first so that the Gorgons can take full damage, so I'm really focusing on that. And then I'll probably switch to like the Stoneborn Slasher, Hair Slinging Slasher. Really nice Bone Grinder timing there. Got Reaper's Mark benefited, Exterminate benefited. Brilliant. Now I'm just looking at spending Killer Machine procs as soon as I get them, and if I can't, I'm generating one afterwards. Relatively speaking, you want to finish your windows with no power wound weapons or by generating a Killer Machine proc. If you have the choice between generating a Killer Machine and spending one, and it's the last Global of Pillar, just always generate one because you get more of a benefit from having two Killer Machines as you would for just spending that in your Pillar window, because you get it's a hefty strength increase you have by having Pillar up, but you still get Enduring Strength afterwards. You still get maybe Trinket, some things afterwards as well. So it's worth just having an additional Killer Machine proc, as it would be to, instead of buffing one Killer Machine, because you also get double damage on Glacial, extra damage from it being two, etc., etc. Here's a nice burst for us. Big and long. What the fuck? Anyway, I really like this key. I'm pretty keen on Halls. I think it's a decent key. I think the only thing that sucks for Halls is if you're in a group that doesn't really know how to do it. Like, if your tank doesn't really know how to pull, then all of a sudden the dungeon becomes really arse. But I haven't had that issue just yet. I think it's actually quite good. And I feel like as a DK, you can deal with so many things. So I put my Bone Grinder really early here, which is something I should have had more of an eye on. But that is why I'm not in the race to world first. I can't do that. I just want to burst. But we still did a good amount of damage anyway. But realistically, now that I know that I fucked up the Bone Grinder, I wanted to try and do it quickly again. I have recently come into contact with a cancel aura macro, so I'm going to give that a little go for a little while and see if that actually helps out. But I think that's pretty cheating, having a cancel aura macro through bone grinders. But anyway, right. While we walk to the next pack, I'm gonna have a quick sip of this. Oh, Shard's not even dead yet. Come on, do more damage, Obly. Oh yeah, and by the way, there's also a shaman in the group. Barely even noticed. So grip these hand masters together because they're very difficult to reposition. At this point, my group is saying, Obly, grip the obliterator over there. Twitch, no. Twitch, no. I'm not doing that. I'm literally bursting. I'm not doing that, but then I did it anyway, so I did want to do a little bit of burst first, and then I'll do it. At least get to above 20 mil and then grip it. But because of that, I actually forgot to interrupt Loyal Beasts, so my tank is getting absolutely hammered. But it's the main man Gob, it's the main man Psychor, so he's actually completely fine. Look at him, his health is not even moving. What a champion. It's just a plus 11, to be fair. But I feel like the jump from like plus 13 to like plus 14/15 is a much more severe jump than from 11 to 12. Because 11 to 12, obviously you lose like the mastery and all that. But even that is not that bad. That's pretty like a pretty stable, easy jump. But then as soon as you go from 12 to 15, like that's, or like 13 to 14, 15, much worse. Now here we don't have a lot of single target because we did choose to burst the end of that pack rather than save it for the start of this moss. And I think my thought process behind that was that I didn't really want to delay breath any longer. I'd rather have got half a burst then than got like one full burst here and then just delayed everything. I kind of wanted to press breath as soon as possible. Wasn't too sure if we might pull some extra ads at somewhere with this as well, but we didn't. So I kind of wanted that breath for that. But in the end, I'm gonna yawn. Sorry. Anyway, we went into the breath window with 3 stacks, which is like the ideal stacks. Because then you proc Bone Grinder at a really nice time. And you don't have to spend too many empowering weapon charges for it, because you can theoretically just do 1 charge if you're at 3. Because 1 from Reaper's Mark going off, 1 from empowering weapon itself, and then bash, easy peasy. But we are sitting at like 13.7 mil overall right now, which is crazy. If we maybe had some ads with this boss, I think maybe we could have finished above 10 mil. And there is also another point in the dungeon where I fucked up, and if I'd have done that correctly, I would definitely have been above 10 mil. Anytime you get above 10 mil in a dungeon, super pleased. That's when you know that the dungeon has gone well. Or that's when you know the tank actually knows what they're pulling and they're doing. But this boss takes bloody forever, mate. There's nothing you can really do. It's just tank and spec. I'm constantly watching my auto attack timer here. Yeah, I can't do. My eyes are glued to it. But I like that though. To be honest, now that I know about the auto attack swing timer, it's like I'm playing a new game. It's like I have a new element of difficulty to Frost DK, and I think that's good. I like that. I mean, I've been playing this rework for like 6 weeks. No, wait, way longer than 6 weeks. I've been playing this rework since like the start midway through June, perhaps. I think it's like just before I went on holiday to Ibiza. But I've been playing that rework for so long, and now it's probably been like 2 months since then, whereas everybody else has only been playing this rework for maybe like 2 weeks. So for me, I'm like, it's good, a little bit bored now, but I might venture into playing a Demon Hunter soon, because I definitely actually will give Demolisher, whatever the fuck it's called, the new Devourer. I'll give Devourer a go when it comes out. Anyway, we pull big here by accident, and Durgan dies. Lol. But I don't, and so I continue to slam. But then our tank dies, and you've never seen a man run away quicker. I ran and I actually tried to CR. I actually got it off. World's quickest CR. I'll tell you that for a fact. But He'd already released and come back by then. I was so keen not to die here. I really did not want to die. As soon as I saw that black frame for Cycle, fucking belted it, mate. Anyway, we had a really nice recovery here, and I genuinely thought this was the end for me, so I just striked myself back to HP, back to full HP, and carried on. And I popped my cooldowns as well, because I really wanted this shit to die. I could not be asked for it to reset, so quick pillar ones. But now, everything is nice and lined up together. This is really good for us, really good for me. We were going to do that small pull, but we did. I almost pulled those Reavers, but it's fine because somebody else pulled them instead for me. Not to bother. So this is a fucking big pull. We got 3 of the Reavers, which means that Psycho is going to be taking a massively reduced amount of healing. So we have to be very careful. We have to kill these things quickly. I should have AMS'd a little bit earlier there, and then I wouldn't have had that hit me. But I did have a perfect opener here. Nothing bad to say about this opener, and it even comes during the mastery. But everything's dead, so it's okay. The fucking Durgan absolutely just rips apart this pack, leaves no AoE for the rest of us, and no crumbs. This guy eats and eats and eats, and like Durgan. Even used a potion on that, but we did actually lost it, and probably for the best because I reckon we could have wiped there if we didn't. But we're still sitting at 12.7 mil for the overall, even after that very long first single target boss encounter at the start. Now I'm going to save my cooldowns here for Stone Cool because I can get benefit from the mastery stacking from hitting loads of things of Remorseless Winter. So I definitely want to do that. I'm going to grip in the furthest ones away and then boom, send it. I probably shouldn't have Reapers marked that ad, but I should have done probably Echelon. But I did want to make sure that everything got Wave of Souls, and it meant doing that ad instead of going to Echelon and then doing in front of him, because then half of the ads probably wouldn't have had Wave of Souls. In the end of the day, it's just not really worth it. It doesn't really matter. As long as Reaper's Mark goes off, that's all we want. But there's nothing really to do other than then. Obviously, you can, when you get targeted with the jump, you can IBF it, you can just advance it, but other than that, it's a relatively boring fight for us here. Nothing super special. I do have all my cooldowns coming up, so like in preparation to this, I'm thinking, okay, what can I press? What can I do? Now Stone Cool is about to cast. Now I'm just going to generate the runic power that I need. Look at my empowering weapon. Look at my bone grinder stacks. I'm going to be able to cast my trinket and then burst. I've got all the charges. I didn't feel like I needed to spend that charge there because I had 2 stacks of Killer Machine, so I'd literally only be doing it for the free element, and I was about to be able to cast it anyway, so there was no point casting it then. Nevertheless, we got everything off at the right time we wanted it to. Is that even English? I don't even fucking know. This boss is now almost dead. 20 seconds until we're going to pull the big pack inside. I'm running an Alchemical Chaos Flask as well, because my stats are so spread now. I've got 30% crit, basically. I've got 17k crit. Now I have a pacemaker as well, which gives me 3.5k crit. So that puts me really close to 21k crit, which is the cap. And I don't really want to go over that with any procs or Algari Mana Oil. So in that case, I am 17k crit. I'm like 21k mastery. And now I'm actually simming Verse. Versatility as a stat is now very, very profitable for me. So I put on an Alchemical Chaos Flask because I don't mind if I get crit, I don't mind if I get mastery, I don't mind if I get versatility. However, if I do get haste, that is kind of shit. But the fact that I get more of all 3 of those stats now, and I am potioning pretty much on cooldown, means that Alchemical Chaos is actually the way forward for me. Especially in Raid now, when it's single target, all my stats are so close together apart from haste that Alchemical Chaos is good. It'd be difficult to pick one. The actual alternative would be unpicking Verse as a flask, which just feels horrible, but it might be the play. I can't imagine Verse is the play, considering 3 out of the 4 stats I could get are very good, and I get like 400, 500 more of them, and the potion has extra effect. So I think we are literally looking at a Alchemical Chaos gamer now. Anyway, we've got all of our cooldowns ready for this boss. I'm weak at the knees. I am horny, basically. Let's ride. Let's ride. Family. I'm doing nothing. You will never catch me doing a mechanic in a pool like this. Are you joking? Are you joking? I ain't doing nothing. I'm bursting, and that's that. So I was quite far away from the mic there. Let me get a little bit closer. I was shouting though, so you probably should be able to hear me. Going to show off the delt. Fucking hell. I'm cringe. Anyway, talk about DK for fuck's sake, Obley. You weird bloke. Yeah. It was quite annoying that the boss wasn't tanked by a little tank here, but also, even more annoying was there bloody shit on the floor where I wanted to stand. I thought I was going to die. But we've got our burst, and we have some empowering weapon charges to go with it, but I don't know why I don't use it. Fucking freak. But I use it a little bit later. I guess it's fine. Like, the real thing here is just making sure you use as many of those charges as possible inside the Bone Grinder window. And you see just then, that last millisecond of Bone Grinder, I quickly used an empowering weapon so I give myself a Killing Machine proc, so that Obliterate now benefited from Bone Grinder, because Bone Grinder without a Killing Machine proc does not benefit from Bone Grinder, as it is not frost damage. I feel like anybody who watches my videos pretty religiously, like every day, you must hear the same regurgitated information all the time. But for me, it actually ingrains lots of my own ideology into my head by saying it many, many times. Now, here is where I made a vital error. I did a full burst, and the boss was on 10%. Do I hate doing damage, or what? Because that sadism, or whatever it is when you hurt yourself, sadist, masochist, I don't know, one of the two. But now I have nothing to this guy, and that's really shit, because I didn't realise, but we were actually doing the ads, and we're not just doing like the full single target nuke. Anyway, I still wouldn't have the full single target damage, so I really did a blunder here. I could be absolutely shagging the meters, and I'm not. So further bolstering why I don't deserve much. Now, I will do a pillar. I have 3 stacks, and I'm not aware of the fact that I need to get 2 more. So I'm being very silly here. If I was a coach, if I was coaching this guy, instantly, he would need to buy at least 3-4 sessions off me. Bad DK, this guy. But yeah, you can see everybody else is pumping. We are not. This is the reason why we don't get that 10 mil. Doesn't matter. Anyway, moving on. It's not a pity party. All you can do here is basically just do some AoE. It's nice to get this buff where you get extra damage, but I don't even have anything to utilise it anyway. But we have 3 seconds until the Dark Communion, so I'm pretty sure it will go off. Oh, look at that. It was so close. Oh! This was a recording from a few days ago, so I'm not surprised I didn't actually know that. But look at that. The timer is great. We're going to fucking, 2-3 chests this, but we have all our cooldowns for this. Doesn't matter, mate. It's just single target. Who actually cares about single target damage? Not me. I did my trinket so fucking early as well. What is this, dude? This is not an opener I am proud of. Am I drunk or an idiot? Maybe both. But yeah, trinket runs out now. But at least, trinket should really be running out now. Okay. I just have no words. I'm going to find a nice little spot to stand in here, and then AMS. But didn't even need to. That's what you would do though. But I don't, so I don't need to. But I'm definitely not going to put my cooldowns until this is finished. Now I have breath, but now I have pillar back. Now I have Reaper's Mark back. I just quickly summoned my Bone Grinder, which might actually bite me in the ass. Oh, close. It's tight, Obley, but you did manage to do it. Well done. Tightly timed. Now, the only things I'm really tracking here, honestly, I think I might take away the Icy Talons track, because I don't think I really need that. I think it's just taking up real estate that I don't actually need to see. In terms of buffs, I'm pretty happy. The fact that Frost really doesn't have a lot to track. I think it's just burst. You just need to know if you're in your pillar window and your Bone Grinder stacks. That's basically it. Which might free up some space to track some non-essential things, but I feel like tracking my trinket might be helpful. Maybe tracking the talent for the ramping damage for Frost Strike. That might be a decent talent to check, but at the end of the day, it's probably not going to change my gameplay whatsoever. But the Lord Chamberlain is very quickly disposed of, and we are going to finish the dungeon on about 9.72. 9.7. Oh no, shit, it's going even further down. Quickly, kill this now. Quickly. There we go. So we finish the dungeon on 9.62 mil. Not bad at all. Not 10 mil, but we also get loot. Woohoo! And then there is the damage breakdown. Let's pause that video. Damage breakdown. A lot of it Frost Scythe, a lot of it Glacial Advance damage. I'm starting to think maybe speccing into Runic Overflow for some serious Glacial Advance damage might be good. 120 mil for free, quite possibly. Not too sure. But you can see there, a lot of that damage is passive damage, but it is very good damage. I want to look at crit percent for Frost Scythe. We're looking at 95% crit for Frost Scythe, and then for Obliterate as well, 88.3. So we're looking at a little bit. We want a bit more crit percent for Obliterate. That's not a very good. It's not a fantastic number to have, but anything above like 88% is good. No, probably anything above like 85 is fine, but as close to 100% as you can possibly get it, especially with Frost Scythe. Because I'm using a lot of my empowering weapons on Frost Scythe as opposed to Obliterate this dungeon. If I need to Obliterate, it's probably like at the end of the pack or some random shit like that. So naturally that would be lower than Frost Scythe. But anyways, thanks very much for watching, everybody. If you're interested in some coaching or my UI, the links are down below. And if you want to join my Discord to have a chat with me and all my community, then definitely do that as well. That will also be in the link below. But subscribe and like the video if you want to stay up to date with more DK stuff. And I'll see you in a bit. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.